Hey, hey, hey! It's the Pacific Northwest Geek here to run an experiment of a possible new series, my little vlog series I'm going to be experimenting with, and you all be the guinea pigs. Ooh, I like turning people into guinea pigs. Whoa, oh, oh. Thing 666. Ooh, I just ordered, and, oh, them be some big old hills. Might need to take a cold shower. But again, I'm going to be experimenting. I don't know how often I'm going to do this, if this works. Look at different topics. I got a list here of 8 that I picked from, and discussing some of them. Some of them, actually, these 8 actually we either get passed over or joined together. We'll see. But let's get to the topics. So next year, Resident Evil turns 30, which is mind-blowing. That original game was released here in America when I was 17 years old. I hadn't yet turned 18. So currently, this year in 2025, I am 46 years old. Oh God, I'm getting old. But I could take solace in the fact that I'm not the only one getting old. Professor McCrabble, you're not that far behind me. Ain't I a stinker? I'm a real meanie. But anyways, I'm a fan of the franchise. I do have somewheres an action figure of Shiva, I think somewheres. Started recollecting these. There's 7 of these books. This is Resident Evil. This is the first book, which is based on the first game. I should have started with Zero, book Zero, which is based on Resident Evil Zero. I think some of them follow the storyline we in Resident Evil Zero, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Code Veronica. Some of the others are kind of like side stories or whatever that follow them. So these take place before Resident Evil 4. I would like to collect maybe some artwork and some other stuff, Funko Pops or whatever for those games, because it's pretty cool. But anyways, with it turning 30, we've been some talk of some Resident Evil related projects. One, of course, is the next installment in the series, which is Resident Evil 9, which I have a theory about Resident Evil 9 now. Hear me out. This is just my theory and my theory alone. If you played that game and you beat it, if you play Resident Evil Village and you beat it, then you remember there's a time skip. Basically, it goes from when Chris and them after Mother Miranda's been beat and they're getting out of there, and then it shows in the future where the baby's now a teenager. Now, prior to them cutting to that time skip, Chris has shown that the BSA agents that were soldiers that were with them are actually BOWs, and they're left confused. And Chris says, "We need to go to take us to the headquarters or whatever in Europe." Now, my theory is that this is what we will see in Resident Evil 9, because I think that's too important of a thing to glance over. To put that there, and if they don't do that in Resident Evil 9, and they kind of glance over it, or maybe have something. It has to do something with Resident Evil 9. And of course, we've seen Chris in Resident Evil 6 and Village and Biohazard. So let's see some of the other characters. Where's Jill been? Okay, we know that Jill popped up in Death Island, the last CGI movie. What about Claire? Okay, she also popped up. What about Shiva and Barry, Shelly, and Jake? There's a lot of characters. Bring them back. Let's see what they're doing in some way. It will be interesting to see what they're doing. Of course, we're also hearing about another remake. Now, logic says that since we got an HD remake of Resident Evil, remakes of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4, that the next would be Resident Evil 5. 5. Wow. But rumor is we're not going to get a remake of Resident Evil 5. We're either going to get a remake of Resident Evil, Resident Evil 0, or Resident Evil Code Veronica. Now, we've already got a remake of Resident Evil with the HD remake, but since Biohazard, the 7th installment of the series, of the main series, but they've been using the RE engine. And I think part of the reasons I had so much fun playing the Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes, as well as Resident Village, is perhaps that makes it enjoyable. So have them using that for Resident Evil, a Resident Evil remake, kind of cool. It'd be kind of kind of cool. Um, Perhaps again using it for Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil Zero. Um, and it'd be interesting. And again, this they probably won't be ready to next year because it's gonna be a lot of work that they have to put into it. But hopefully we do see something next year for Resident Evil because it's 30, some kind of celebration, something, because it would just be awesome. Capcom! Woo! Whatever happened to Capcom's Eva's big zombie franchise? Dead Rising. Do something with them. Redo them and tie them into Resident Evil. Oh man, no. I don't know about that one. But anyways, to the next topic. Sticking with games, some of you might have known, might recall that I did some live streams where I played Man of Medine. Been meaning to do one of Little Hope. Should get off my butt and do those ones. But these are these 4 games is what's Man of Medine, Little Hope. I can't remember the other 2, but that part of it was called the Dark Picture Anthology, and this essentially, I guess, makes up season 1. This is the first. Is this the first one for season 1? I'm not sure, but while watching a little bit of because I missed some of the probably a good part of the PlayStation State of Play, they showed a trailer for a game called Directive 8020, which will be I believe the first game for season 2 of the Dark Picture Anthology games, and it looks interesting. It looks like it's going to be in the future in a space station, a ship or something. It looks like it's got elements of The Thing, aliens, so the alien thing stuff, and so definitely that comes out. I believe the I've been seeing that the release date. I got the note here says October 2nd, 2025. Ooh, wait a minute. Something else happens that day. Ooh, ooh, and it's not just a Lady Yokozuna's birthday. Ooh, it's my birthday. So maybe I might have to get my hands on that game for that day. Fortunately, with data app and stuff and updates that day, the first day updates, it's probably going to take too long. So it won't be till late in October till I'm able to play it. But definitely, I think I know what my next big birthday gift from me is going to be is that game. I'm definitely looking forward to it. These games, The Quarry, Until Dawn, which Until Dawn is also getting a movie. Basically, if you haven't played these type of games, they like the survival horror like movie cinematic type movie like games where you play a series of different characters in a scenario, and you have to make choices where you're running some kind of monster or something. Until Dawn, you had a guy who was dressed up as a maniac. You had the Wendigo. Oops, spoiler if you haven't played that game. This game, I think it was like hallucinations and stuff. Oop, again, spoilers. And you got to make decisions on what you have to do to survive. Give you these choices, and it's very fun. The much different than what I'm used to playing. I like more shoot 'em up, slash 'em up type stuff, and these aren't really like them, but they're still pretty good. And that is a game I am definitely looking forward to getting my hands on. Also, it's through, I believe it's through The Quarry that one of my little character type things I used to like to do was born, because when you pause whatever character you're playing on at that time, it would give a close-up of the face, and so I started doing this little voice, and I'd be like, hello there, how you doing? I see all, I know all. Which Professor started joking around, I guess, calling it the face. He's like, no, the face, no, the face. So, of course, it took to taunting the Professor. Hello, Professor. I have one of the masks available. Let's see. One minute. The bags of masks are here. So, basically, I would taunt the Professor, the original mask I gave to Jennifer Tucci, but I would taunt the Professor with, hello, Professor. How you doing? It's me, the face. I know. I see you. It was just complete fun. So, which means if I do the other 3 games, I need to do these other 3 streams for these other 3 games before this game comes out. Which means, Professor, it's going to be the return of the face. And I'm going to tag you in this video so you know the face is coming back for you, Professor. Woo! Let's get this on the road. Next things. Let's see what I'm going to pick. I'm going to get to two more subjects. One is plans for this channel, the main channel, and the zombie channel. I might eventually start a zombie-related vlog series on that one, talking about more about zombie-related stuff. But I'm also working on the first haul video for that. So all my zombie-related stuff, and I will be a link for that channel in the description, but all my horror-related, all my zombie-related stuff will be on that channel. The non-zombie-related stuff will be here. And again, this right here vlog is going to be longer than I wanted. It's just an experiment. And, yeah. So, I mean, you do expect, I got some of the movies over here for what will be the first physical haul for that channel. And I might be cutting back on that because some of these hauls get a bit expensive and running out of space. But, yeah, that's what we're doing that, and I do expect this and more gaming stuff on this channel. I think with that, I have to create another account on my PlayStation and link it to that channel just so that I could do maybe zombie-related gameplays. I mean, I have Dead Island 3, the Dead Island Riptide, Dead Island 2, and I have Undead Nightmare that I can do. Well, no, I don't have Undead Nightmare. I don't think they made that for PS4, a PS5. Also, in closing, last week we had 80s Week 2025, which turned out to be a bigger event than it was the previous 2 years. Lots of fun. I want to thank everybody who partook in it. Mr. Bones, Hobbs Horror, Professor Macabro, Nanette, Anthony Chabot, Lemone Demonia, Jennifer Tucci, Mr. Dan. Thank you for taking part in this event. It was such an incredible experience. And there is a playlist for it. If you go to my playlist, you'll see actually 3 playlists. One for 2023, one for 2024, and one for this year. I want to thank all of you guys for taking part in that. It was very enjoyable. And I might be doing another theme event later this year. Right now, it's a bit hard for me to do one at this time because from September, because I'm with what's called the Sons of the American Legion, which is a branch of the American Legion for the Sons. But we usually do related events from September to June, so that ties me up because I'll have events on Thursdays and Fridays at times, so that ties me up and keeps me busy. So probably if I do, and I don't know if it would be for this channel, for the zombie channel, which I don't know what kind of event I would do for there, but that would tie me up, so you're probably not going to see it till summertime if I do, and I am another themed event, and I am kind of bouncing ideas around in my head. But again, I want to thank for everybody took part of it. Now, I do have one topic I didn't do, but maybe I'll, I have one topic left, so maybe if this does good, I'll throw out some more ideas for topics, and that would be one of them, and I'll discuss it. But anyways, I hope everybody is staying warm and staying safe. If you enjoy me doing this kind of video where I just cover various topics, let me know. Because again, this is just an experiment, and coming up with these topics, I was able to come up with 8. So I don't know how often I would do this, and because I would base on how many ideas I can come with. But anyways, stay warm, stay safe. I am Echo Cero, and I will see you on the flip side. Toodaloo.